And there you have it. The markets are officially closed on this Wednesday, September 18th. Welcome, investors and traders. I'm AJ Monte, and this is a daily candle chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA. If you're a brand new viewer, or if you're one of those members who just tried out the 15-day trial, or if you're in the process of trying the 15-day trial for our membership, I want you to know that this is as close as you're going to get to a perfect forecast. Now, while we're only halfway through the week right now, we still have a couple more trading days to go. I want to point out that the targets on the upside have already hit in all the major markets. DIA, upside target was 417.58. You could see that today the Fed made the announcement they're officially pivoting, dropping rates by 50 basis points. The markets originally reacted to that in a positive way. You could see here, right when the news came out, the market spiked, and then over the next 15 minutes, it just continued to sell off right up until the end of the day, where we closed on the lows down here. So it's going to be interesting to see what the rest of the week has in store for us. I think it's going to continue lower, hence the reason that's why I'm keeping my downside target on DIA at 411.32. Looking at IWM, pretty much the same story. The shooting star here is very well pronounced. You could see what's happened in the past when we had shooting stars like that with these long shadows on top of the candle. The majority of the time, in fact 80% of the time, we see those candles show up, prices drop. So my downside target on IWM is still in place right down there at 12.78. Take a look down below and you're going to see a full-fledged pivot point on the stochastic and a hinge on the CCI. I think that hinge will turn into a sell signal tomorrow, but we'll still have to see. Taking a look at QQQ, you can see same thing, perfect scenario. We hit the upside target of 478.83. We did get the drop in volume. Let me expand that so you can see how incredible these charts are. I did forecast that we would get a drop in volume. That's why I put that horizontal line there. And I said once we get that volume drop, we'll most likely see the pivot start to form. So today, while we don't have a pivot, we do have a half signal. We have a lower low, but we have a higher high. The shooting star, again, is very bearish. They're all in the same category as bearish engulfing candles. Hanging man candles are also very bearish. So we're looking at that as a bearish signal, and therefore I think we're going to hit that downside target on the Qs right there at 464.86. Moving right along to SPY. Did not put an upside target, if you recall, from last Friday's report, but I did leave this resistance line up here at 566, saying that that resistance will most likely hold. From here on out, again, you could see shooting star right there. We had another shooting star right there. I point these shooting stars out so that if you're watching my videos, you're not just getting a market report, you're getting a lesson each and every week, and sometimes 2 times a week. A shooting star is a bearish candle that's very easy to identify. It's a small body candle with a long shadow on top of the candle that's at least 1.5 to 2 times the length of the body. Okay, so when you see those, take note of them. And of course, there's not a guarantee it's going to drop, but 80%, I'll take that as a trader anytime. So I'm keeping that downside target right there at SPY at 555.58. We have a full-fledged pivot point down there on the stochastic, and we have a sell signal on the CCI. That's SPY. Taking a look at the VIX, you hear me say this all the time for the most part, right? For the most part, the VIX is inversely related to the S&P. And today, we squeaked out a slight positive move on the VIX with the S&P going lower. But the interesting thing about this one is it's the opposite of a shooting star. If you take that shooting star that's usually found at the top of an upward leg, if you take that and instead put it at the end of a downward leg or at the bottom near support, those shooting stars at the bottom are called inverted hammers. Inverted hammers are more bullish than bearish. Again, 80% of the time. That's number one. Number two, look at the VIX. We finally have a close over that 20-period moving average, and we have a pivot on the stochastic and the pivot on the CCI, with the CCI coming very close to crossing that momentum line, also known as the zero line. The CCI, developed by Don Lambert back in the 80s, is my most favorite buy-sell indicator. But that momentum line gives you a little bit of extra value in there, because when that line crosses, on average, like you see back here, when it crossed above that zero line, look what happened. We got 2 days to follow after the cross, and the direction across the market went higher. And that's usually what we see. We usually see 2 to 4 days of movement in the direction of the cross. So if we get that tomorrow, we could see a rally at least into Friday and then following Monday before we have to make any other decisions or changes to our analysis. Tonight from 6 to 7 p.m., we have the rapid fire stock analysis session. And this is, again, another incredible thing that's happened this week. Last Wednesday, we analyzed 60 stocks in 60 minutes, and 50% of those stocks have already hit their upside targets. Now, if you are a member, you already know about the rapid fire results page here, where you could put in any ticker symbol, and our algorithm measures the number of times that I've analyzed the stock and the number of times the targets have been hit. And you can see Eli Lilly, 83.3%, Bitcoin, I'm 100%. That is going to register a little bit higher because we just had another recent hit on the upside target. On Bitcoin, Mara, one of my favorites, almost 93% of the time I put a target on it, it hits. And silver, something I trade most often, has hit 45 out of the 58 times. So you could go as a member, even as a trial member, if you want to try this out for free. No credit card needed, please. I don't want to go down that road. I don't take credit cards. If you want to try it out, go right ahead. You could contact us via the link in the description box, and you could try this one out. So before you make a trade or before you buy or sell a stock, you might want to put that symbol inside the box here. Let's just put IBM in there as an example here. If I put IBM in there, you can see it's a 70% hit, but I like to go with the 80%ers. So in other words, if I put in a stock symbol and the technicals are showing that 80% of the time the signals work, that's a higher probability trade versus one that is not hitting those targets so often. I know one for a fact. I think it's Booking. It's very institutionally controlled, BKNG. You take a look at that, and you can see, oh, it did get a pretty good rating on that one, 32 out of 43. It's going to be hard to try to find one that hasn't hit. Let's try Merck. Let's see, Merck. What's the hit rate on that? Oh, that's another 11 out of 13. All right, which some of you, I don't think I've ever analyzed SWN. I could be wrong, but let's see. SWN, oh, I got it. All right, so there we go, 100% rate. I'm sorry about that, folks, but my hit rate is the best in the world. I think we'll find some stocks tonight where the hit rate isn't so great. But go in here and try it out. I was actually trying to get one that was not a great hit rate to show you an example of which stocks not to trade, but that backfired on me in a good way. Anyway, we have a lot going on at Sticky Trades, and you could tune in and just be a fly on the wall. You could listen to our members talk, ask questions, submit stock symbols, and then join in on the fun. We welcome you as a new member. Again, absolutely free for 2 weeks, and you don't have to contact us to cancel anything. If at the end of 2 weeks you don't renew, we part friends. No one's going to bother you or badge you and try to get you to buy something you don't want. We're very friendly over here. We're very, very friendly. We want to have that good feeling when you come in, and that way you'll stay with us and make money with the rest of the members. So thanks, and I'll talk to you later tonight from 6 to 7. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.